So this is the thread that she linked to. It's this guy, Carlos Maza. He says, this is the ironic. He says, so I have pretty thick skin when it comes to online harassment, but something has been really bothering me. And he says, since I started working at Vox, Steven Crowder has been making video after video debunking strike-through. Every single video has included repeated overt attacks on my sexual orientation and ethnicity, and here's a sample. And he says, I've been called an anchor baby, a lispy queer, a Mexican. Is it being called a Mexican, Steph, is that bad?
I go by Mexican. I think it's a pretty good thing, Jimmy. Mexican? Where are my Mexicans in the room? All right, I was hoping for a Viva, but that'll do.
So it is not nice that he calls them a lispy queer, but I think anybody who calls a gay person a lispy queer has already outed themselves out to be a fucking moron, right? Like, why would you care what a guy who would say that says? Who cares if that guy's a fucking moron? Anybody who watches Steven Crowder is also a fucking moron. Why would you give a shit? There's assholes in the way. Hey, the guy from the KKK called me a name. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. That guy's in the KKK. People come after me all the time. There are channels on YouTube dedicated just to making videos attacking me. There's like at least 3, right? And then there's the other jagoffs who do it every month on their own anyway, right? So this has been happening. And then, of course, there's the Washington Post who came after me, CNN who came after me. Those are real people that are respected, not like that piece of shit Steven Crowder. Nobody respects that guy. That guy comes after you, it's like a badge of honor. That's how I look at it, right? Just like if Neera Tanden comes after me, it's a fucking badge of honor, right? I'm not embarrassed. So he says these videos get millions of views on YouTube, Steven Crowder's videos. He goes, so he's making fun of him, and he says, and every time one gets posted, I wake up to a wall of homophobic, racist abuse on Instagram and Twitter. Well, join the fucking club, man. I don't read my mentions anymore on Twitter. How about that? Because it's been one motherfucker from Columbia School of Journalism smearing me, and another motherfucker from Mother Jones smearing me, and another. They're doing it constantly. And that's why I barely read my mentions on Twitter, and I don't go on Instagram. I don't even know how to work it. And I stopped going on Facebook. I don't, for the same reason. It's horrible, right? And so and then he goes, last year I got doxxed, and it scared the fuck out of me. Getting doxxed is scary, and it does suck. That has nothing to do with YouTube, right? Somebody got a hold of his shit, and they fucking went, that's horrible. Have you ever had it happen? Being doxxed is scary, and it's happened to me, but it's horrible. But that has anything to do with YouTube, and he kind of puts it in there as if it does. It really doesn't. And then he goes, these videos make me a target of ridiculous harassment, and it makes my life sort of miserable. Join the club. I know what that feels like. I waste a lot of time blocking abusive Crowder fanboys, and the shit derails your mental health. I get it. I'm on 3 blood pressure medicines. I wish I was kidding, and I started fucking taking Kratom last week. I started doing that. Do you take Kratom? I started taking Kratom. A guy in Tempe gave me a bunch of Kratom. I'm like, let's do it. That stuff is great. It's like Vicodin. It is, anyway.
Not quite as good, but it's...
So he goes, that being said, I'm not mad at Crowder. There will always be monsters in the world. I'm pissed at YouTube, which claims to support its LGBT creators and has explicit policies against harassment and bullying. They have a lot of policies. One of them is stupid, is about how you can't go against one of their narratives or they'll take your video down. If you say that, hey, the gas attack is serious. So they have a lot of those things. And then he says... which is all to say, I work my effing ass off to create smart, thorough, engaging content for YouTube, a company that claims to give a shit about the LGBT creators, and it's miserable to have that same company helping facilitate a true mind-melting amount of direct harassment. He goes, my family sees this shit. I have to explain to my much younger sister what the fuck a Steven Crowder is and ask my siblings not to respond. It's exhausting. Why do you have to? I don't watch the videos people make of me. People make videos, at least one a day. Somebody makes a video attacking me. I don't watch them. Why would you? So he's saying, this guy's making videos attacking me. I watch them and it hurts my feelings. Don't fucking watch them. Don't watch them.
And then he broke it down for his sister, his little sister who doesn't know anything. Come here, honey. You don't know somebody who hates my guts. hold on, let me break it down for you. Like, what would the point of that conversation be?
She goes, this isn't about silencing conservatives. I don't give a flying fuck if conservatives on YouTube disagree with me. Apparently, you do. But by refusing to enforce its anti-harassment policy, YouTube is helping incredibly powerful cyberbullies organize and target people they disagree with. So what is this thing called cyberbullying? It's just people are dicks. It happens all the time. People are dicks to me. Are people dicks to you? I'm gonna guess all the time people are dicks to you. Powerful people, right?
I've been on the opposite end of Steven Crowder's rage, and it's definitely not fun. So I don't know if his videos validate or fit in the category of the harassment or bullying, but that's not what this is about, because the establishment media will win in the end, because they're going to go after the independent content creators.
That's
like
exactly what's happening. So this is a guy from Vox.
Not Steven Crowder. They already remonetized him. We're gonna get. Yeah. It's insane.
So let me show you a little bit more. He says harassment isn't siloed either. Every time he makes one of these videos, his fans flood the comments on the original Fox video. So a piece I spent 4 weeks working on is drowning in homophobic and abusive comments and downvotes. Other Vox fans see it, and it's humiliating. Why would it be humiliating? So first of all, you can turn off the comments on your YouTube video. So that problem's solved right there. Now you're upset because people downvote your videos? That seems a little fucked up. People downvote your videos who are assholes. First of all, if they're coming to your video to downvote it, that's helping your video. You're getting more views and you're getting more money for it. That's a plus. That's a win. So when someone highlights you, that's good, even though they're an asshole. So this idea that he's being humiliated because some fucking jagoff comedian does a video about him and people downvote his video and he feels humiliated? That's ridiculous. That's like how the KKK did another video about me. I'm so humiliated. Why would you let them have that power to humiliate you? That's a fucking thing you're supposed to teach a child. Right? Now, I'm not making light of people being homophobic. That's bad. That's a horrible thing. But that guy giving Steven Crowder the power to humiliate you with downvotes seems a little ridiculous and self-defeating. Right? Okay. He says, I cannot explain how awful it is to see a video where you're called a lesbian queer past 1 million views, thousands of comments piling on. How the fuck are LGBT people expected to produce interesting content in this environment? That is horrible. You don't watch the video. Don't watch. People make videos, again, people make videos about me. I don't fucking watch them. They can't bother you if you don't watch them. Okay.
You should watch them.
I'm not. I don't watch them.
They're about you.
I know. Here's what YouTube did. YouTube said, update on our continued review. We have suspended this channel's monetization. So they demonetized Crowder. That's fine, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you don't have a right to make money off of homophobic shit. So they demonetized him. But it's a guy from Vox doing videos. So he's from a mainstream news organization that wants to shut down YouTube anyway because they'll get the advertising revenue. YouTube is cutting into their advertising revenue heavy, which is why CNN does all that bullshit hit articles on YouTubers, and Washington Post backs them up, and so does the Wall Street Journal. Okay, so demonetizing doesn't work. They demonetize him, he's still not happy. He goes, demonetizing doesn't work. Abusers use it as proof they're being discriminated against. Then they make millions off of selling merch, doing speaking gigs, and getting their followers to support them on Patreon. The ad revenue isn't the problem, it's the platform. That's a little chilling. That means like, hey, we gotta fucking either get rid of this platform or clamp down heavy. That's what it sounds like to me. Does that sound like that to you?
It's dangerous because like all of us have had videos demonetized. Anytime I've ever done a video about any war, it's demonetized by YouTube. And that sometimes they've let them sneak back in, but a lot of times they get demonetized. So while again, Steven Crowder's a piece of shit and I don't respect anything that he's doing, this is like, again, as Abby said, you're opening the door to the ruling class to clamp down and make the real decisions here, which is, anybody
gets out of the narrative that
Yep.
they've set.
We're
The
shutting
liberal
you-
class sets the parameters for the debate, and if you go outside that, then they'll shut you down. That's exactly.
Because this is not about homophobic bullying. I mean, that I completely agree with what this guy's saying, but that's not what YouTube is giving itself the ability to shut down.
Right. It's going to shut down anything they feel.
Right, and they've already done that.
Right. That's exactly.
Because of this.
So here's one more tweet by him. He says, if you put YouTube's alt-right creators in their own vertical, I don't know what that means, it'd be one of the most popular on YouTube, rivaling music and gaming. YouTube isn't a platform being hijacked by monsters. YouTube is a platform for monsters. That's not good. So I understand that you've been bullied or whatever. Don't watch the videos, turn off the comments on your own videos, and now all you have to worry about is downvotes. That's it. And now someone doxed you, I get that, but that has nothing to do with fucking YouTube. Steven Crowder didn't dox you on his show. Someone else did that behind the scenes, somebody who doesn't. So anyway.
And they've conflated you with ISIS, white supremacists, pedophilia. I mean, that's how scary this gets.
Yeah, so what they do now, if they want to shut up an anti-war voice like mine, is they put me in an article in the Washington Post or CNN that says I'm in there with Nazis and pedophiles and the KKK. They did that to me. That's not some asshole comedian doing that to me. That's the goddamn CNN, the most trusted name in news. They did that to me. Did I fucking say they should be taken down and we should get rid of their YouTube channel and they shouldn't have the right of free? No, that's part of being a fucking grown-up with a free speech society. You don't have a right. Yeah. Everybody gets picked on who's a public person. Everybody does. Everybody gets made fun of. Everybody gets shit on. They try to take my livelihood away by discrediting me. That's people with power do that, not some fucking asshole right-wing comedian who nobody pays attention to. All right, so that's not good. All right, and again, we're all against homophobia. We're all against racism. The way to fight that isn't through censorship and taking away YouTube. That's not how you fight it. Right? So right now, Steven Crowder is more popular than he's ever been because of this right now. And now he's gonna raise millions of dollars off of being deplatformed from YouTube. What you're doing is helping him. Like, this isn't obvious, but what I think it might be more nefarious because people like Vox, CNN, Washington Post, they want to take down YouTube's advertising on their news shows. That's really what this is. Okay. Here's the Washington Post. A right-wing YouTuber hurled racist, homophobic taunts at a gay reporter. The company did nothing. That's the headline in the Washington Post. So now you're like, that fucking YouTube, right? So what this does is it makes people more willing to passively accept censorship. That's what this does. And Carlos Maza, someone should tell him. Okay. In fact, he's not against harassing people who he disagreed with politically, because here he is, he's saying milkshake them all, humiliate them at every turn, make them dread public organizing. He's talking about people who are throwing milkshakes on right-wing politicians in Europe, and they're starting to do it here now. They've been doing it a lot in England, right? They walk up to a politician and throw shit on them, and he's saying humiliate them, make them afraid, make them dread public organizing. He's doing the exact thing he's pretending, or he's saying that people shouldn't do to him. That's even worse. That's actual physical violence. He's instigating and endorsing physical violence because you don't agree with someone's politics. And now he's crying victim. And now he wants to shut down YouTube. He fucking threw a nuclear bomb on YouTube all last week. Vox backed him up. So did the Washington Post and half of the dumb motherfuckers on YouTube. And now we're in the middle of an adpocalypse again, because guess what? Within minutes of YouTube's announcements of a new purge, it appears they caught my outlet, which documents activism and extremism, in the crossfire. I was just notified my entire channel has been demonetized. I am a journalist whose work there is used in dozens of documentaries. It's already started. That's a real journalist. And there's another guy who's a history professor who has a channel about history, and they took his down because he talks about Nazis. Yeah, he talks about them in a historical perspective. So do you see the unintended consequences? Censorship has way more victims. than you ever think. And that's the worst way to fight against racism and homophobia is through censorship. What does it do? It makes those people martyrs. It makes them stronger. It gets them more attention, and it makes you look like a snowflake who wants to be a fascist and censor people, because that's what that is. You want to censor people. That's fucking horrible. Especially today, when 5 companies now own every goddamn TV station, radio station, newspaper, and magazine. 5 goddamn companies own it all. It's more important to have YouTube and freedom of speech now than ever before.
Jimmy, why do we only have 5 companies?
Because of Bill Clinton's 1996 Telecommunications Act. Here's another one. Our channel has been deemed as hateful content, and at the bottom he says, we are an informational podcast. It's called Deep Fat Fried. Hey, here's George Orwell. Boy, did I call it or what, huh?
Well, I would milkshake the fuck out of the entire government except like 5 people right now. So that's that. But the craziest thing about this is that Crowder actually got remonetized because they just said, pull down the T-shirt and we'll remonetize you. But what about these people? These people don't have the millions of subscribers.
Right?
They're not going to get remonetized.
No, they're not going to get remonetized. They don't have power.
I have never heard of Crowder until this week.
Right.
Me neither.
I never heard of this fucking idiot because I don't watch bullshit. If I don't like something, I just don't watch it. I don't subscribe to it. I block it. I mute it. And now I know who this fucking dick knuckle is because of this. Another fucking idiot is trying to censor this fucking idiot. So there's too many fucking idiots.
I just watch Modern Family.
You know, I mean, if you want to censor something, and Eddie, I think you'll back me up on this, and I hope you help me out on this. If you want to censor something, why don't you censor that war rally they do before every NFL football game? You want to censor something?
Yeah. I would love to see that, when they do that announcement, like they go, ladies and gentlemen, flying overhead are B-52 bombers. I would love to see them really tell the truth. It would be something like this. It would be like, ladies and gentlemen, flying overhead are B-52 bombers. Each one of these bombers could be 50 libraries in your community. You could have infrastructure that works, public transportation, and free health care. But instead, you just have a manifestation of imperialistic evil. Enjoy the game. Thank you very much. I'm a bit of a progressive.
Hey, we just added St. Louis and Honolulu to our live tour schedule. Go to jimmydorcomedy.com for a link for all the tickets for all our live shows. We might be coming to your town. Go check right now at jimmydorcomedy.com. And if you like the show and want to support it, become a premium member. You can become a patron or through PayPal, or go right to jimmydorcomedy.com and become a premium member. That's the best way. We'll see you at a live show.